out of the box, out of the wall, roll on a call. We have. That was a kind of a weak throw, but I'll take it. Equalizer 2. Have I seen this movie? No, I've only seen the first Equalizer. I finally opened this bad boy up and watched this movie. Is it better than the first? Is it going to be better than the third one? We are going to find out with Equalizer 2. Crazy Eyes. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon reviewing the Equalizer 2. What is this about? Pretty simple premise. Denzel Washington is back in the main role, and now he's an Uber driver. Sorry, Lyft driver. And you know what? It gets personal. One of his friends dies, and he is after the people that killed his friend. Pretty simple premise. I like this film. When comparing to the first one is a vastly better movie. The first one just felt more personal. Even though this is a personalized story of one of his friends going into it, there were some characters in here and just dialogue elements and book elements that kind of make no sense and don't connect to the first character. Because what I mean by that is when you watch the first one, he is way more grounded, kind of like by himself, doesn't care what he is doing. He's just there to help people. This one, it just feels a little off of his character of what we experienced with the first one, because the first one, it ends off with him kind of on Craigslist like, I will help. But all of a sudden, the second one, he starts off in Istanbul helping his friend. And you would think the whole Melissa Leo and Bill Pullman characters wouldn't have to deal with the first one because he's technically dead. And now it's connected to him, and now he's kind of coming out to light and seen with them. So having that story arc kind of doesn't make sense for what they're trying to do. But it is a fun action movie with great acting, great kills, and just overall very interesting dynamics that you haven't seen in other action movies. So when talking about the positive, I kind of already said it. Denzel Washington still does a great job. Melissa Leo, Bill Palmer, Pedro Pascal, they all do a fantastic job with what they were supposed to do in this film. Acting top notch. I will say the best part of the film is the third act, even though the third act goes into like, that's not feasible territory. I do like how we are going into this tsunami / hurricane environment, even though there is no lead up to a hurricane actually occurring. It just randomly happens. So you're just like, okay, sure, hurricane comes out of nowhere, whatever. But actually having it in there was fun and different environments for them to play in. When I say I kind of liked it is when you are at the top of the tower. It's like, how did Denzel Washington get up there so damn fast? And how did he open the hatch with the wind just being all that bonkers, like throwing Pedro Pascal around? But Denzel Washington opened that hatch just like that with that wind gust and hurricane. It's not feasible. There's a lot of stuff that's just not feasible and doesn't make sense in this film. It does move at a mile a minute. Like, it is like, okay, this is a 2-hour movie. It is shorter than the first one, and it is, kind of fun. I understand that they're going that personal route, but I just think the story itself was very weak. And when I said some stuff doesn't match his character, some dialogue is just kind of odd. And what I mean by that is there's a subplot with him trying to help a kid that knows how to draw. He goes to the kid and he's like, don't blame this person, don't blame this person, don't blame this person, don't blame this person. You're like, okay, cool. But when we go back to his apartment, he's literally giving him a book that's like total opposite of what he's giving that something Coates guy, who, if you actually read his stuff, it's kind of some fucked up shit. It's like, yeah, you're a very race baiting type of person. So that occurs. Then something else occurs about race, and you're just like, this does not match his character whatsoever from the first one. Like, seriously, it doesn't match what this character has gone through and what he would experience through in and throughout. And then going to this hurricane town, the more I think about it, is a town where he used to live. I mean, where does that come from? Where is the payoff? Where is the, oh shit, he's going to a town, he's going home, he's going to the house he hasn't been to in forever, the bakery where his wife used to work. There is no rhyme or reason of why we're going there. There's no lead up to that payoff. It's just randomly like, I know where he's going. He's going home. I know this, I know this, I know this. It's just very cookie cutter, and the writing is just the weakest part of this film. I looked at the writers. They did like the Equalizer. They've done other movies that are pretty good movies. But something about this just felt off, felt cheap, felt very childish. It just felt like we were treated like idiots. Like the viewers were treated like idiots in how we go from point A to point B to point C. But Antoine Fuqua does a fantastic job behind the camera. The action is top notch. Even though the kills in the first one were better and more brutal, it just felt like things in this movie were just in it to satisfy a story with no purpose. Because we see this couple get murdered in the beginning. It really gets brushed over. These people get bombed. It gets brushed over. Things at the end, brushed over. It's so surface level that there's no depth to any of these characters except Denzel Washington and the kid he's trying to help. So overall, Equalizer 2 is a fun experience, but compared to the first one and watching it back to back, the first one beats the second one like tenfold. It is that much of a difference. Yes, you could have fun with the second one. You could have fun with the directing and Denzel Washington and Pedro Pascal, but just the story itself really hinders this movie from being great. So the Equalizer 2 will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futons because that's 60%. Let's see what the critics' news scores gave this one. So critics say 52% with 209, audience scores 60%, which proves audience and critics like the first one better. But here's critic consensus. The Equalizer 2 delivers the visual charge of a standard vigilante thriller, but this reunion of trusted talents ultimately provides a disappointing case study and diminishing returns. Absolutely, and if you look at the box office from the first and second one, it's almost identical. So I am curious what the third one's going to do. Anyway, 60s, 52. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One of the things Futon Toby, Futon, think it was a great day. Now I don't care what to say tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I love every single one of you. And I guess I also love Mickey. He's got a butt. Big butt. Mickey. Oh, yeah, you like that butt, don't you? But you don't want me to talk about my dog's butt. So we'll continue. We'll stop this video.